Yes, team, what is happening? I hope you've all had a good Christmas and New Year. Back to it, vlog number 2, day in the life number 2, whatever you want to call these videos. Just had squares bar, gonna head off to the gym in a moment for a 75-minute easy run, and then probably do 15 minutes in the sauna afterwards as well. 15 minutes in the sauna, probably a little cold shower after that as well to cool down, a little bit of a recovery day today. Building towards a Hyrox sim on Friday. I'm ready for Manchester in just over 2 weeks' time, two and a half weeks' time. Then gonna come back, have something to eat, and then I'm gonna sit down and talk to you a little bit about what my goals are for this year, where I'm looking to go, you know, what I'm looking to compete in. Because it's still quite all up in the air, as much as like Hyrox is my main focus. I've got some like B races and things in there as well to keep me on the path towards the end goal of what I'm looking for within Hyrox racing. So I've got a big target to hit in Hyrox by the end of the year, but then I've got some mini targets, not really mini targets, still big challenges, but to hit along the way before that end goal as well. Icy roads, gonna take care and take time driving, but let's get to it. Yep, no chance of running outside in that. Back from the gym, just done 70 minutes easy run, 15 minutes in the sauna, a bit of a recovery day today. I'm gonna do engine workout tomorrow and then focus on basically building up for the sim on Friday. Gonna do full Hyrox simulation run through. Hopefully give me some insights into what I'm expecting in Manchester in 2 weeks' time, which transitions us on perfectly to my 2025 goals and what they are. Short-term goal, like I've just said, I've got Manchester Hyrox in 2 weeks' time. Looking for a sub 69, 1 hour 9 minutes. Anything under that I'm happy with. Now that's realistic for where I'm at. In reality, and I was listening to a Nick Bear podcast before, and he was saying about how when he runs his marathons, he knows the time he gets is the time he deserves based on the work that he's put in. Truthfully, my last 2 races, Birmingham and London, I did have issues on the day. You've got to just expect that most of the time. For me, honestly, did I put the work in? Not as best as I could have done. I think my nutrition wasn't dialed in to the best of its ability. My training wasn't dialed in. I was doing a lot of extra stuff and then not a lot of other stuff. And yeah, me training program, it was just all over the place. Now I'm dialed in with a team of highly expert coaches, which are really driving me in that right direction. From there as well, my nutrition is locked in and dialed in, so I feel so much better, not just in training, but outside as well. I feel less fatigue. I just feel better overall in myself. Hopefully that we get that sub 69. That's going to lead us in to our next goals. Big overarching goal for 2025 is going to be a sub 60 minutes Hyrox Pro. But I only race Hyrox Pro, so when I talk about Hyrox racing, it'll only ever be pro races unless I say otherwise. But for the most part, looking towards October, November time, towards the end of the year, that I'm looking to go under an hour with a Hyrox race. Now this is a massive goal compared to where I am. Let's say I do get under 69 minutes in Manchester, that's still an entire 9 minutes to take off. Basically, if you look at it, it's around a minute a month that I'm looking to improve by. I haven't got any other Hyrox races booked in that time frame within that calendar. I'll still be doing simulations throughout. What this means is that I don't have to worry about peaking and tapering for races. I can put in a lot of that general physical preparedness. I can build my aerobic base, and I can really work on my weak areas and develop myself into what Hyrox athlete looks like and what a sub-hour Hyrox athlete looks like. Not what they look like now, but what they're gonna look like next season. As we've already seen, the massive transitional changes from the start of last year to what people are looking like now. The physiques are changing, there's a lot more triathletes coming into the sport and dominating. There's a lot of different techniques being thrown about. So we're trying to come up with a way of making me look like what I need to look like and perform like towards the end of the year. In between then, we've got all of this time. So I'm gonna have some B races and almost like secondary goals that go alongside and go hand in hand with that sub 60. I'm going to be looking, I haven't finalised any yet, but I've got a few dates penciled in for some duathlons. That's something I just really enjoy doing, is the run bike runs. Triathlons are great, but I don't have time in my schedule, unfortunately, to be able to get to a pool and go swimming as much as I'd like to. So duathlons are just perfect of where I can run, bike, run. It's something that I can train and I can really put my time into. So I'm excited to be able to get a few more duathlons in place. Now with that, we've got half marathons. So my first half marathon, which would be my next race after Hyrox Manchester, is going to be the Liverpool half marathon, which I'm looking for a time under 1 hour 28 minutes. So that's around 4:08 to 4:10 minutes per kilometre pace, I believe. Again, just another thing of when I'm going to focus on my longer distance running, get more time and just build that base, build that foundation of which I need for that goal towards the end of the year. Then we've also got the one which I attempted a few times last year and came up short, which is the sub 40 minute 10K. As soon as I've hit that, the big goal for the year is a sub 38 minute 10K. Under 38 minutes. That's massive. For me, I might not achieve that, but you know what? I'm going to go out on my sword trying it. I'm saying it out loud and I'm going to give it my best shot. Because what happens if I fail? I get a 38.30, I get a 39. They're still much bigger than I would have ever dreamt for or hoped for. Sub 38 on the 10K. On the 5K, we're going to go for under 17 minutes 30, which again is massively quick. Quick for me now, but for the Benin, 7, 8, 9 months, that might not be so quick. That might be my goal of where I'm at. That might be my 5K time then, as long as I'm putting that work in now. So there I've got my half marathon goals, I've got my 10K goals, and I've got my 5K goals, which are all going to go hand in hand at making me better towards that sub 60 Hyrox. It's going to really develop me running, leading in towards that sub 60 towards the end of the year. I will be doing simulations in between, so my Hyrox training isn't going to stop to a halt completely. It's going to be the focus of what I'm looking to do. So my Hyrox training is still going to be my number one focus. Those sessions, the technique, the stations are all going to be my priority. The volume of that might change depending on the other goals that I'm going after, and when I speak to my coaches on what I need to develop and work on. We've got time to play around with training and try different things and see what I respond to best. So one thing I want to leave you with is a quote that I heard in a podcast I was listening to before, and it's better to be consistently good than occasionally great. And that's the story for my year going forwards. Is I'm just going to show up every day. I'm going to tick the box of every session that my coaches plan for me. I'm going to make sure that I'm dialed in with my nutrition, because I'm the person who controls what foods go into my mouth. That's something that is on me, of what I can control. I don't need to be great tomorrow and then have 4 days off and then, because that isn't progress. For me, I'm just going to show up, I'm going to put the work in, I'm going to put the miles in, the reps. We're going to see what this year holds. You're going to be along for the journey, and I hope that you've got some really big overarching goals for 2025. Set the goals that scare you, because they're the ones that really mean something when you achieve them. Let me know what your goals are in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.